permanent tissues. Now, from where do they originate? First of all, they originate from meristematic tissues and they become permanent. What does it mean? It means now they have got a fixed position. Where? In the plant body. And how have they got the fixed position? Because they have become mature. Why? Because they have undergone growth as well as differentiation. Now they have got a fixed place. When they have got a fixed place, they have undergone growth, differentiation, so their cells will possess a definite shape now and they have a definite size and a function to perform. Everything definite. Shape, size and function. The other part is they have lost the power of division. It means they cannot divide any further. They may be living or dead, but they have lost the power of division unless the cambium cells. There is an exception, and the exception is cambium tissue. We will discuss that also. What is that cambium tissue? It only retains its part of division. These are specialized structures which helps in secondary growth. Secondary growth क्या होता है बेटा? Whenever we see a truck loaded with so many wood cuttings जाती हैं जिसके अंदर, we see that there are patterns of light and dark wood in it. Some area is light, other area is dark, right? We can see that easily. But how these light and dark areas are formed? It's all because of the secondary growth. That means the annual rings are formed because of the activity of these permanent tissues, and it is because of cambium. So that cambium is responsible for this secondary growth, and it only retains the power of division. Rest all the tissues, they have lost the power of division. Clear? When we are talking about the permanent tissues, let's write down the definition. Group of or collection of tissues. Living and dead लिखते हैं. Living or dead cells formed by meristematic tissue and what have they done? They have lost their ability to divide. And what have they acquired? A fixed place. So these tissues are known as permanent tissues. Coming to the distribution of permanent tissues into simple and complex. When we are talking about the simple permanent tissues, we say the simple permanent tissues are divided into parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Right? Here I am taking the first type of tissue, parenchyma. What is parenchyma? Parenchyma, the most simple and specialized. Most simple and specialized. What kind of specialization does it has if it is the simplest one? Because it has only thin walled cells. Specialized for having only thin walled cells which have intercellular spaces between them. Right? It is the basic packing tissue. Why? Because this is the most abundant tissue of plants. Basic packing tissue इसीलिए बोलते हैं. The pith region of every stem is made up of this packing tissue, this basic tissue. What is its cell wall made up of? Cell wall is made up of cellulose or calcium pactate. What about the nucleus? With a prominent nucleus, and vacuolate cytoplasm. What kind of activities do they perform? They are living and perform metabolic processes. These cells are living and perform metabolic processes. What is the shape of these cells? Shape. These are isodiametric. They can be spherical, oval, cylindrical. Right. Where are they mainly present? In the root, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, everywhere. Okay. Where are they present? Meaning their distribution in the plant body. Their distribution is in root, in stem, leaves, flowers and fruits. Why? Because what have we named it? The basic packing tissue. So it is mainly present everywhere. It is the major vegetative ground tissue. Major vegetative ground tissue. It occurs in epidermis, in cortex, in pith, pericycle, mesophyll cells. It is found in xylem, it is found in phloem, everywhere mainly. When we talk about its types, we say, this parenchyma has different roles to play. And in those types, we say it can be a storage parenchyma. What it stores now? Because it stores nutrients and water. So we call it storage parenchyma. Second, we call it aerenchyma. A-E-R-E-N-C-H-Y-M-E. The interesting thing is A-E-R-E-N. Aren means related to air. We have seen that in aquatic plants, some of these they float on the surface of water. How can that be possible? Because they have large air cavities in them, and these air cavities they provide buoyancy to the aquatic plants, and these air cavities help in the floating of plant parts onto the surface of water. Same way, these air cavities are present in the parenchyma tissue. So we call it aerenchyma when it provides buoyancy to aquatic plants because of having large air cavities. Fine. Third one is chlorenchyma. We have heard the word chlorine. What is it? Chloroplast based. Where is this parenchyma present? It is present in the mesophyll of cells. Mesophyll क्या चीज़ होती है? Mesophyll बच्चा where the chloroplast organelle is present responsible for photosynthesis. So mesophyll of leaves. And why do we call it chlorenchyma here? Because this cell contains chloroplast. And this chloroplast, it performs the function of photosynthesis. So we call this type of tissue the chlorenchyma tissue. Clear? When we are talking about distribution and its types, we say it's present everywhere. Mainly it is the major vegetative ground tissue. Coming to the types, it is of 3 types. If it is meant for storage of nutrients and water, we call it storage parenchyma. Right? If it is responsible for providing buoyancy to the aquatic plants because of the large air cavities, we call it aerenchyma. And the third one is chlorenchyma, when it has chloroplast, responsible for showing photosynthesis and is located in the mesophyll of the leaves. Right? This is parenchyma. When we are doing its types, we are responsible for doing its functions as well that we have already covered. It's only we have to list them. So the first one is functions, storage, that means assimilation and storage of reserve food material. Right? Second, store waste products also. What kind of waste products? The waste products which are waste for the plant, like tannin, gum, crystals, resins, inorganic waste. Clear? Etc. What it does? Provide rigidity to the plant body. Along with that, because why rigidity? Because it provides turgidity also. Now, by now you are familiar with what is the word turgidity, right? Turgid is to maintain the shape and firmness of the plant cell. So, it provides rigidity. Why? Because it is providing turgidity to maintain shape of the plant body. Number 4, it stores water. Where it is providing excessive care to the succulent plant parts. It also performs the function of photosynthesis. This is all about parenchyma.